Let me say one thing first. Most people think getting media coverage for a brand works like this: write a press release, send it to a journalist, wait for coverage, and honestly, if PR were that easy, every brand would be getting covered every week. But that's now how it works, because journalists do not publish brands just because a brand exists. And I mentioned this 100 times in my videos. They publish stories, they publish interesting angles, they publish things that matters to their audience. So in this video I am not giving to give you a generic theory like building relationships or write a good press release. Oh god, no. Instead, I'm going to show you step by step how I would actually get media coverage for a brand using a real example. And for this, let's take a real Indian brand, Fat Tiger. I am not sponsoring it and I have not been paid to use it as an example. The reason I'm using it to help you understand easily, and second, it's a fast growing QSR brand in India known for momos, Asian bowls, boba, and its affordable pan Asian positioning. So yeah. So now let's imagine Fat Tiger comes to me and say, we want media coverage. How do we get it? Let's break it down like a PR professional. Step 1. First, understand one thing: media coverage is not about the brand, it's about the story. This is the biggest mistake beginners make. They think media coverage means our brand launched, our founder is amazing, our product is great. But a journalist is not sitting there waiting for brand self promotion. So, before anything else, I ask, what is the story here? Not what does the brand sell, but what is interesting enough to become editorial content. Now let's take Fat Tiger. If I pitch Fat Tiger sell momos and boba, that's weak. But if I pitch a regional QSR brand expanding to 200 cities, a homegrown pan-Asian chain building a franchise network across India, affordable Asian food becoming mainstream beyond metros, founder story of spotting a gap in India's QSR market, how value-led food brands are competing in a crowded QSR market. Now we have something. This is where PR start, not from a press release, but from a story angle. Step 2. Find the strongest media worthy angle. When I work on a brand, I usually look for 5 possible coverage routes. Let me show you with Fat Tiger. Angle number 1: founder story. Who built the brand? Why did they start it? What gap did they spot? This worked well for startup media, entrepreneurship media, founder interviews format. Angle number 2: growth milestone story. Has the brand expanded, raised money, entered new cities, hit store milestone? Yeah, launch a big new plan. Fat Tiger had an expansion narrative, expanding into more cities and planning hundreds of outlets. That's a stronger story than simply saying we are a food brand. Angle number 3: industry slash trend angle. Can the brand comment on larger market trend? For example, why affordable a QSR brand are growing in India? Why momos are no longer just a street food but a scalable category? What franchise demand says about India's food business? Angle number 4: product differentiation angle. What makes the brand differentiate? I mean different. In Fat Tiger case, things like affordable pan-Asian positioning, MSG-free narrative, sustainability packaging hooks, menu differentiation. Not every brand has a huge founder story. Sometimes the product hooks become the story. Angle number 5: occasion or timely angle. Can the brand plug into festive season, college season, IPL, cricket, buzz, back to school, budget, policy, food information, consumer trend? Because sometimes the easiest way to get coverage is not by pitching the brand directly, but it's by making the brand relevant to an existing conversation. Step 3: decide what kind of coverage you actually want. This is another mistake people make. They say we want media coverage. Okay, but what kind? Because media coverage is not one thing. For one brand, I usually split it into 3 buckets. Bucket 1: brand awareness coverage. This is coverage that helps people know the brand exists. For Fat Tiger, this could be lifestyle media, food media, city media, consumer startup platforms. Bucket number 2: business credibility coverage. This is for investor, franchisee partners, industry credibility, future business conversations. For Fat Tiger, this could be business media, startup media, franchise, trade publication, entrepreneurship portals. Bucket 3, expert or thought leadership coverage. This is where the founder or spokesperson comment on a brand. For example, India's QSR market, changing food habit, quick service brand expansion, consumer demand in tier 2, tier 3 cities. This is important because not every piece of coverage has to be about the brand. Sometimes the best media visibility comes from the founder commenting on the industry, and that is a big PR lesson. Step 4, build the media list based on the angle, not randomly. This is where a lot of people ruin the process. They make one huge media list and send the same pitch to everyone. Don't do that. If I were handling Fat Tiger, I would build different mini media list. Media list A, startup, business, entrepreneurship media, used for founder story, expansion plan, business growth, franchisee scaling. Media list B, food, lifestyle, city media, used for brand story, menu differentiation, city launches, consumer facing features. Media list C, trade, franchise, QSR publication, used for expansion plan, franchisee model, QSR industry story, retail growth. Media list D, brand commentary journalist, used for commentary on India's QSR market, food trend, affordability, consumer behavior. So, see the difference. Same brand, different coverage goals, different journalist list. That's why sending one press release to 300 journalists is not strategy, it's laziness. Step 5, package the story properly before pitching. Before I even send a pitch, I need the brand to give me enough materials. For a brand like Fat Tiger, I will prepare founder bio, brand background, key milestone, the store city number, what makes the brand different, good quality brand images, founder photos, uh, product images, spokesperson quotes, any business data that can strengthen the story. Because once a journalist get interested, the worst thing you can do is reply with please find attached logo and an old image. No. If you want media coverage, make the journalist job easier. Step number 6. Now write the pitch according to the angle. Let me show you what most bad pitches sound like. Bad pitch. Hi, we would like to share that Fat Tiger is the leading QSR brand in India. Please find attached press release for your consideration. This is weak. Now let me show you how I will pitch different angles. Example pitch angle 1. Founder or business story. Subject. How Fat Tiger is building an affordable pan-Asian QSR brand across India. Hi, the journalist name, saw that you cover startup and consumer brand growth stories. Thought this may be relevant. Fat Tiger, an Indian QSR brand focused on affordable pan-Asian food, is expanding aggressively across India and building a strong franchise-led presence beyond metros. The founder spotted a white space in the market, making Asian format fast food more accessible to mass Indian consumer rather than positioning it as premium dining. Happy to connect you with the founders to discuss why affordable QSR is scaling in India, what consumer demands look like beyond metros, and how they are thinking about expansion in a crowded food category. Will this be of your interest? Example pitch angle 2, trend commentary pitch. Subject, founder available to comment on India's affordable QSR boom. Hi, the journalist name, with affordable food first QSR brand expanding rapidly across India. I thought this could be relevant for any stories you are doing on food retail or QSR growth. Fat Tiger founder can comment on why Pan Asian format are scaling faster now, how tier 2 demand is changing QSR expansion, what consumer want from affordable dining brand in 2026. Happy to share quick input or arrange a founder interaction if useful. Example pitch angle 3, milestone expansion story. Subject, Fat Tiger plan aggressive India expansion across 200 cities. Hi, the journalist name, sharing a growth story that may be relevant to your startup or business coverage. Fat Tiger, homegrown QSR brand, is in the affordable pan Asian space, is scaling its footprint across India with an expansion-led franchise push. The story is not just about a new outlet launch. It reflects how regional food brands are trying to become national players in India's fast-growing QSR market. If helpful, I can share details around the expansion roadmap, category growth, and founder perspective. Now look at the difference. None of these pitches say please cover our brand. Instead, they say here's why this story your audience may care about, and that's PR. Step number 5, follow up smartly, not desperately. Another mistake, people send a pitch in the morning and by afternoon they send gentle reminder. Please don't do that. If I have pitched a journalist, I usually ask, is this story genuinely relevant to their beat? Is there a news hook? Did I send enough context? Did I pitch the right angle? Then I follow properly, not 10 times. One clean follow up is often enough. Something like, hi, the journalist name, just following up in case the story is relevant for anything you are covering around QSR consumer brand. Happy to share more details if useful. Short, respectful, no pressure. Step 8, repurpose every coverage piece once it lands. This is where many brands waste PR. They get one article, they post it on LinkedIn, and that's it. No, coverage should work harder than that. If Fat Tiger get covered in a business publication, that coverage can be reused for franchise deck, investors conversation, website, as seen in LinkedIn content, founder credibility, sales conversation, future media pitching. That's why PR coverage is not just vanity. Good coverage becomes a true asset, and that is exactly what happened in many growth stage brand campaign. Earned media was not just about awareness, it's about strengthened franchise and business credibility. Now let me show you one more thing. Not every brands get media coverage the same way. Okay, a launch led brand like Tiara Beauty can use a different route: pre-launch buzz, influencer seeding, launch event, beauty lifestyle media invites, social coverage that pushes editorial interest. In Tiara Delhi launch, the campaign used truck activation, physical invite, influencer attendance, and media outreach to generate launch buzz and editorial coverage. So this is the lesson: different brands need different PR engines. QSR brand may win with founder story, expansion story, market trend commentary. A beauty launch may win with event buzz, influencer coverage, premium launch storytelling. A hospital may win with expert commentary, awareness days, seasonal health angles. A SaaS startup may win with funding story, industry commentary, founder thought leadership. There is no one single media coverage formula, but the thinking process stay the same. So, if a brand asks me, how do we get media coverage? This is my process. I ask 7 questions. What is the actual story here? Not the product, the story. Which angle is the strongest? Founder, growth, trend, launch, data, occasion, expert commentary. What kind of coverage do we want? Awareness, credibility, thought leadership, launch, buzz. Which journalists actually cover this? Not random media list, relevant media list. What proof, asset do we have? Data, milestone, visuals, founder code, launch detail, numbers. What is the pitch? Why should this journalist care? How we will reuse the coverage once it lands? Because PR should keep working after publication too. Biggest mistakes brand make while chasing media coverage. Let me quickly say this because it matters a lot. Mistake 1, thinking coverage start from the press release. Okay. Mistake 2, pitching the brand instead of pitching the story. Mistake 3, sending one generic email to everyone. Mistake 4, having no usable data, no visual, no founder angle, no proof. Mistake 5, waiting tier 1 coverage without having tier 1 story. That last one is painful but true. So, if you remember just one thing from this video, remember this: media coverage is not earned because your brand exists, it is earned because your brand has a story worth publishing. That story came from founder journey, data, launch, industry trend, milestone, expert commentary, timing, culture, evidence, relevance. Sorry. Once you understand that, PR becomes much easier to think about. So yes, if I had to get media coverage for a brand, I would not start with that send a press release. I would start with what is the strongest story we can build here and who would actually care about it. That's all for today. I know this video is too long, but guys, I can't help it. So yeah, bye bye.